Disclaimer. This is a topic that goes way deeper in the depth I'm diving into in this video. This video is not a breakdown of Mobile gang politics. In this video, my plan is to take an overall look at FattMack's life and legacy, commenting on what I feel could let him into getting involved in street politics, and explaining how I feel FattMack is the most likely artist in Alabama to blow up and go mainstream, given bro's consistent quality and the ability to collaborate over many different southern rap scenes almost interchangeably, only really stifled by bro's drug use and possible future ODs. Thanks. I hope you enjoy. Mackenzie Haynes, better known by his stage name, FattMack, is an Alabama artist coming out of the most musically popping city in Tide Country, Mobile. FattMack arguably having the highest chance to break through to the mainstream status than his more drill-focused Crash Dummy peers, due to bro's melodic and marketable sound, as well as his proclivity to open up and talk about real shit in his music. Then, add on top of all of this, the fact that he's willing to collaborate over many different types of music scenes, that being Atlanta, all the way to Detroit, and fucking maybe even like underground SoundCloud. This is the story of Alabama's fastest rising artist, FattMack. Originally born on March 24th, 2005 in Mobile, Alabama, a young FattMack would be raised all around the city, specifically saying in an interview that he lived in an area called Pritchard, as well as an area off of and around Moffett Road. Him describing these areas as less than lovely, basically being in a typical hood environment with little opportunities beyond sports, rapping, or criminality. Funny enough, FattMack would do all three. Growing up, FattMack would have both of his parents in his household. Add this onto the fact that bro was a middle child, so he was given relative freedom, and he'd point to his upbringing being a bit brighter than a lot of others I've covered on this channel. Echoing this fact is the fact that FattMack would sing in the church choir when he was a kid, that being his first real intro into gaining an interest in anything musically, and probably also where he got his melodic style from. It has also been said by FattMack and a few others that he also tried his hand at football, though it's also stated that he gave up that dream around middle school at the age of 14, citing that he didn't think he was good enough at the time to stay on the team. Around this time, Mac was a pretty heavy-set guy, so his nickname became what his stage name would later become, that being FattMack. At around the age of 14, directly after leaving his football aspirations in the dirt, a young FattMack would go on to jump off the porch and begin to take drugs and engage in criminal activity. Mac's heavy use of Percocets around this time is the main reason that contributed to his massive weight loss, with bro going from 300 pounds to a smooth 150 in only about 8 months. To my ears, that shit sounds like some junkie shit, but hey, it's a good ass weight loss plan either way, I ain't gonna knock it. While FattMack did jump off the porch at age 14 to 15, he would also go on to graduate from his high school with honors, pointing to bro having really good influences in his private life, most likely his parents and grandparents. Most other rappers deadass don't even graduate. Now, I have seen conversations on Reddit talking about bro wasn't even gangster before he got on the perks, but deadass the same time he jumped off the porch, he began his drug use. It's like a chicken or the egg conversation. Plus bro was 15 at the beginning of his criminal shit, so I'm not about to sit here and play who's harder, who's not with a bunch of fucking Reddit dweebs, especially for Alabama drill subreddits. Those motherfuckers hate everything. Look at any post. Many rant aside, bro would get robbed later on down the line, as well as being constantly called a cat rapper by his opposition, so really, believe whatever the fuck you want. All I can say is musically, bro is talented and pretty open in his lyrical content, and viewership wise, he might be the biggest artist out of Alabama, period. Speaking of, the first track that FattMack would ever go on to release would be the August 7th, 2020 track, Homicide, it being a genuinely really good first ever public song, if not a bit unrefined from his later tracks. This first ever track would be sitting nice at 1,000 views, which is pretty decent for a first track, local buzz-wise. FattMack would even show his fast evolution the very next month with his September 25th track, I Know. This track would be a better mixed, as well as have way more clear vocals and better flows, though he would stick with the melodic style that he would later blow him up. This track also being the last single before Mac would dip his toe into creating tapes and albums. The first album that FattMack would ever go on to drop, Rookie of the Year, sounds almost professional in quality, especially listening to the 2 tracks preceding it. The album itself boasting a plethora of really good music that I genuinely think still holds up right now to this day, though seeing the highest viewed track on this tape on SoundCloud is 5,000 views. I doubt that most of y'all have even heard it. That's a shame. It wouldn't take long from this point for FattMack's talent to begin to gain him traction. However, as come 2021, with the release of the Villain album, FattMack's viewership would go up from 4,000 views on average to songs like the album titled Intro, The Villain, getting 10,000 views. That song in particular being one where FattMack opens up about his struggles with his parental figures and him kind of pushing away folks from around him. It's his openness and realness that I feel began to attract motherfuckers to his music, and this is one of the inciting songs I feel. As of 2024, FattMack is signed to Great Day Records and or Santa Ana Records depending on what you want to say, though I'm unsure if he had any industry support this early on. The jump in quality either being him finding great engineers at the time or him teaching himself pretty quickly how to mix and master his music. I can't tell you which, so just decide on what you like better. I'm betting on the engineers though. The first ever music video that FattMack would ever go on to release would be the June 16th, 2022 track Freestyle, which video is high concept enough to be endearing, even though arguably at a glance it doesn't look professionally done. Melancholic melodies fill this track, with this being his first ray into music videos paying off with a nice 37,000 views at the time of this recording. From here on, I'ma just focus on FattMack's music videos, as it tells the story of a meteoric rise over the next few years, and I also don't really have a lot of time to do a bunch of the albums. Starting with the April 28th, 2023 track, Doomed, which would be a melancholic, well-sampled hood ballad speaking on all the things you would think he would. This track, unlike the previous, would reach well above 100,000 views, settling down at around 311,000 views as of the time of the script being written. Bro went from not even breaking 50,000 views each song to getting 311k in little over a year. This track would be directly followed by the massive June 13th track, I Don't Even Care, which by itself would break 1 million fucking views. This being the time where the underground of Mobile was beginning to bubble up, causing many motherfuckers to begin to peek into the growing scene at large. This wouldn't even be the only track to reach above 1 million views either. That same year, Max Coding Crazy Remix would get a nice 1.2 million views. That instilling that the previous success was not a fluke, but a genuine real growth in fans, fueled by Bro's true talent. From this point on, FattMack would consistently drop music videos on his YouTube channel, each consistently gaining viewership in the hundreds of thousands, until around December of 2023, when his viewership and song quality would yet again get another big boost, starting with the 1.5 million view track, Ashes. All the music videos around this time being very drill influenced, gun to the camera, jumping around type vibes. You know, average hood activities. Starting on January 3rd, 2024 with the track Yellow, FattMack's career would take a leap into overdrive, with this video getting a nice 3.6 million views. It's one thing to pass 1 million, but to get 3 is a pretty big achievement, especially for a new wave mobile scene. This would be directly followed by the massively popular tracks Euphoria, CBFW, and Fullies, which would each get 2.2 million views, 3.5 million views, and 2.5 million views respectively. Bro sticking with this sad sounding sound, but still influenced by melodic style, obviously paying dividends given his consistent high viewership and constant growth. As he kept up the consistent drop and reaped the benefits, FattMack would go on to drop his most viewed song to this day, speaking about the time that he overdosed outside of one of his shows. That song being the May 5th, 2024 track, Blurred, which through his pain would reach a height of 5 million views. Really, 5.2 million views. But hey, who's counting? FattMack seemingly is one of the most consistent and well tapped in artists in all of the new wave of southern rap. Bro consistently taps in with Atlanta artists like Lil Tony, Lil Trabo, Lil Rez, and even Rack Baby, as well as a plethora of others. Add that on to Bro doing tracks like Kai Cenat, where the video theme is Bro being a popular streamer, and the fact that Bro consistently drops great music. On top of all of this, he's consistently on the pulse of every single rising movement in the culture, with him adding on to it with his melodic ass music. It's genuinely a thing to respect, his work ethic and his ear. As of 2 months ago from this video's creation, Bro has even went so far to get a feature from Chirac legend G Herbo, with the track before that one, On God, getting 1.3 million views. If we go on off of straight viewership numbers and connections, FattMack has the entire southern music scene on lock. Fuck all that is he about it, is he pussy talk. Motherfuckers should study how he moves in the music industry because he seems to be cool with most everyone outside of his city, and viewership wise, his fan base seems loyal as shit. And this isn't even like all the other artists I've covered on this channel as a tale of bro losing popularity. His most current track, the October 2nd, 2025 track, IRL, is sitting strong at 800,000 views in the first 11 days. You don't get that viewership unless you're making good shit. This song being my current favorite track of his should say a lot about bro's ever-growing talent. Bro never stops evolving. Now, this video might come across as S-rank level glaze or dick riding to some of you, but I assure you, it comes from a place of genuine respect. After looking into bro's consistency and the fact that his rise has sustained for longer than most others, without bro even being fully mainstream as of yet. While he does have tiny beefs here and there, like his little shit with Lil Rai, or bro getting jumped in raw for his jewelry, the most threatening thing to his career trajectory is him himself. Specifically, his drug use. Bro ODing in front of his show to then rap about it and continue the drug use isn't a great sign for what's to come, and given his overall sad tone musically, I fear FattMack could end up like an Amy Winehouse, Lil Peep, or Juice WRLD, taken far before their time due to overdependence on drugs that they leaned on as crutches. For our sakes, and his, I hope he can eventually kick the habit, or at least slow down on his usage, as he is easily one of my favorite artists out of the South, period, but specifically though, out of Mobile. I'm sorry, right, bro. I like sad shit. I don't know what to tell you. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment who y'all trying to see next, and subscribe with the bell to see all my future uploads. At 2,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a live stream Q&A thing, so be there, or be square, or unsub if you don't want that shit. The date is to be announced, of course, probably as soon as we hit 2,000 though. As always, I appreciate y'all's support. I wouldn't be nothing without y'all, and that remains true. With all that out the way, peace out. Chill out.
Fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part.